Hola clase, soy el señor D aquí con otro video. Aquí estamos en capítulo 5, más palabras o palabras 2 de capítulo 5. Y aquí tenemos una lista de vocabulario. So we'll go through and translate these, and I'll explain to you these words and show you some examples of how to use them. In vocabulario 1, palabras 1, we learned food items, and this list of vocab sort of just pertains to that without necessarily talking about food itself. So we have a few words here that describe how food is sold or packaged in a sense. Bote and una lata sort of are similar words. They both mean can of some sort. Un bote de atún, una lata de atún. Can of whatever product you're selling. Now, vegetables come in cans, soup comes in cans, so a variety of items we will find that come in cans. Now here, aquí tenemos la palabra una bolsa, and you can repeat after me every single time you hear me say it just to practice your pronunciation. Una bolsa aquí significa a bag. Y lo siento, yo escribo con mi dedo, estoy en casa y no tengo mi bolígrafo para la computadora. So my handwriting is even worse. So here tenemos una bolsa, and if you think of just items of food items that we buy that are sold in a bag, you would say una bolsa de whatever item you're buying. Estas palabras aquí, productos congelados. This is obviously the word products, and this is the adjective frozen. So this is frozen products, and in reality, you can replace this word and say like frozen vegetables. You would literally say vegetables frozen. So here's the word frozen or frozen products. Vender, we learned from the previous set of vocabulary, to sell. Moving on, mercado y supermercado. This is a market, and this is a supermarket, of course. And we will actually read an article and discuss the difference between these two things later in the chapter. Another way a item or food item is sold is un paquete. And if you go to word reference and translate paquete, paquete is translated as packaging of some sort, wrapping. So I always picture those like frozen box of spinach, like a paquete, or anything that you might call packaging or wrapping that the food is. Un paquete de. Remember, we're always saying packet of. Un kilo. A kilo is a kilo. Se dice kilo in español. And just so you know, that equates to about 2.2 pounds. So if you're buying a kilo of something, it's 2 pounds worth. El café. That here we're learning café as the place. And we'll actually spend some time reading and talking about cafés in España. Son muy populares. I can't quite remember exactly which of one of these words here that your book explains to us to use or teaches us to use. Mesero and camarero. I'll say those again. El mesero. El camarero. These are both words for waiter or waitress. A waitress is a female, and if you make these words feminine, it means waitress. Now be careful, because when I was in Ecuador, my friends were telling me that I was not supposed to use mesero because that was a little rude. I should use camarero. So I would just be careful hollering out to your waiter or waitress in a Spanish-speaking country, calling them waiter or waitress. To be honest, I don't even know if when I go to a restaurant, I say waiter or waitress to the person serving me. I normally try to learn their name and call them by their name. El menú. I don't think I need to translate that one for you. Una mesa. Here we have the word table. And if you can see the similarity here between mesa and mesero. Mesa, mesero. Think about that. Anyway, moving on. 2 words to describe table as occupied. This would be an occupied table. And here we would have an open table. Libre literally means free. Ocupada, una mesa ocupada, una mesa libre. And again, as I continue to reference every single chapter, since chapter 1, adjectives come after a noun when they're side by side. And normally adjectives come after a noun in a sentence, but anyway, una mesa ocupada, an open table, an occupied table. Moving on, we're going to come across 3 questions here. ¿Qué desean ustedes? That's a really nice way. We learned this in chapter 3. I have it worded here in the ustedes form because as the waitress approaches your table, they'll be talking to all of you. Unless you're there by yourself, then it would be in the to form. ¿Qué desean ustedes? Nice way to say, what do you guys want? What do you desire? ¿A cuánto están? That is a question used maybe if you're shopping at a market and you tell them that you want some manzanas, plátanos, guineos, y some uvas. And they have all these items together and you want to know how much they all are. You'd say, ¿A cuánto están? Like, how much are we at right now? How much for all of these items that I've picked out? It's kind of some weird wording here. ¿A cuánto están? But that's kind of just saying how much for all this. Another question. ¿Está incluido el servicio? And it's just asking, is the service included? Meaning, is the tip included in the bill, the service of the waitress serving you? Moving on here. Algo más. You're all finished eating. Waiter or waitress comes over and says, algo más? Meaning something more. We have an intruder here. Mi hijo Benjamin. Say hola, Ben.
No.
Okay. Algo más, something more. Y nada más. So waitress comes over, waiter asks if you want something more. Waitress comes over and says, algo más? And you respond, no, nada más. Okay, so I don't even know what I was saying. Algo más, nada más. Something more. This is the word for something. Algo, nada means nothing. So algo más, something more. No, nada más, nothing more. Caliente. This is hot. I don't know why I just spelled het. Hot temperature-wise. And this is hot as in terms of spiciness. Spicy hot. This phrase I added, it is not included in your libro for this chapter. Tener is to have. Hambre is hunger. So this is how we say to be hungry, but it literally means to have hunger. And you have to conjugate the verb tener. Tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tienen. I have hunger. Tengo hambre. Hambre is a feminine word, so you would say tengo mucha hambre if you're extremely hungry. I have a lot of hunger. Same thing here. Sed means thirst. To have thirst. Doesn't mean to be thirsty. We don't say I am thirsty in Espanol. We say to have thirst. Tengo sed. Tengo mucha sed. Juntos. This is a word here meaning together. And if it's all girls, we go juntas. All boys or mixed group, juntos. So you could say comemos juntos. We eat together. Antes de, before. Después de, after. And the last word of this chapter, enseguida, means right away.
Absolutely.
Okay, estamos aquí con mi hijo Vicente.
Hola.
Alright, he's going to help me out finish this video here. Enseguida, right away. So, presta atención enseguida. Comer enseguida. Cuando entras la cafetería.
Smell it. Smell like strawberries.
My son is holding a paintbrush here. That supposedly smells like strawberries. Okay, last couple things here. Right here we have a mesa, and it is free. And if you say to your friend, "Hey amigo, mira, una mesa libre," or you could say la mesa, and we want to say is free. Are we going es? Or are we going está?
Or what?
Está libre. We're going to go está here because it's more of a temporary condition.
Temporary.
Aquí tenemos un hombre. He's eating comida. La comida. Now, maybe it's caliente for temperature hot. Or maybe it's picante for spicy hot. Either way, we're still going to say está. We're going to use the verb está here to describe food. And this is kind of meaning that the food tastes this way. Some people would use es, but I tend to use está because it's just, we use that to talk about the taste of the food.
I'm done painting the house.
So, clase, gracias por prestar atención. Ahora mi hijo va a contar en español.
1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right, that,
9, 10.
muy bien, señor.